One game to go at beautiful Mount Maunganui. Will that beauty actually, take New Zealand to some sort of mental state to be able to come out and win that game? First and foremost, of course, we often talk about personnel at this stage. I don't think the personnel matter for New Zealand. It's the 11 who are out there have to get it right that they can win a game.
They have to have Williamson playing. I'm just thinking, what will India do here? I wonder whether India will get Rohit back. Will Virat take a break, get Rohit back in to lead the side, or will Virat continue to play? They've got to find a way of playing Rishabh Pant in this side. By the way, one thing was made clear today, that KL Rahul is now your number one keeper. Yeah. Because they played Samson in the side and Rahul kept wickets today. You've got to give Samson another game. So I wonder whether they'll say, okay, Shreyas has played for a while. Maybe Shreyas goes out and somebody else comes in. But I do think you've got to give Rishabh a game here. So what do you think?
I think they'll go in with the same team.
Side, you think?
Yeah,
okay.
That's what. Because it's, one game and turnaround is also a too short a time. If you're giving someone a go, then it has to be a proper one. And here, 2 matches is the least they can do at this stage. Sanju Samson is someone who is not going to be part of the ODI squad, right? No. So this is the game.
But assuming Samson stays, would you not then put Rishabh Pant say in place of a Shreyas Iyer, as Harsha suggested?
Yeah, but Shreyas Iyer also is someone who's still figuring out his game. Yeah, I know he still has a long road ahead of him. So I think more you play, better you're gonna get. So if at all someone is resting, then it has to be Virat. But then if Virat rests, then Rohit will come back to captain's side. So so that is something which they'll have discussion around and end up having the same team play.
Yeah, well, so maybe that's what we think here, that it could possibly be the same 11. But for New Zealand, again, not too many options to think of other than the obvious change of Williamson's shoulders being fixed enough to be back to captain the side. Otherwise, really, in terms of, haven't seen enough of Daryl Mitchell and Tom Bruce to judge anything at this stage.
Also, the opposition looks at this side and say, right, who's going to win the game for them? Martin Guptill on his day, maybe. Colin Munro on his day, maybe. But those days are not coming that often. Munro got a good 50 today, but the days are not coming very often. So who's the batsman in there that we're thinking can take the game away from them? And you take Williamson out and you're looking at people who could, not people who can.
But also the one thing they may want to look at, and I kept hearing it from the likes of Simon Dool and Ian Smith, is how comfortable Seifert looked at number 3. He opens for his provincial side. Yeah. He enjoyed batting at number 3. So even with Williamson coming back, is there a case for them saying, let's persist with him up there?
I think they still have that number 4 slot which is open. So Tim Seifert can actually bat at number 4, which they were trying to get Grandom take up that responsibility and use some power of Grandom there. Seifert is a busy player. I think he's someone who is assured of his game plan. He looks to play a lot through offside. I think if as a batsman there in that middle phase, if you are able to penetrate both the sides, then that really makes difficulties for any bowler. So that is something which they can think of. Kane Williamson, look at his record. He has to be there at number 3. He's your match winner if he's in. And what New Zealand needs is someone who, once they score 25-30, make it really count. Go to that 80-90 or 100. That kind of innings. And you don't see anyone in that side apart from Kane Williamson to have that kind of impact. So I think number 3 position calls for that kind of a player, and Kane Williamson certainly is fitting that bill. So I would not look to tinker with that. But if you want Seifert to bat up the order, then number 4 is the ideal spot for him.
Just thinking from a trivia perspective, has there ever been a bilateral series with 2 back-to-back super overs? I don't think there could ever have been one.
No. Also, India never won a series in New Zealand before, T20 series, and now they have a chance of making it 5-0. A 5-0, look, T20 matches inherently are closer. Shorter the game, the fewer the differences between the sides. 5-0 in a T20 side is wow. I know we put test match wins on a pedestal, but 5-0 in a T20.
What it'll also do is, it looked like a huge gulf, the head-to-head, which was 8-3.
Yes.
If it does become 5-0, it'll be 8-all.
Yes. And 5-0 would be a colossal result for India.
Certainly will be. So we've had a bit of interesting trivia with first time ever 2 back-to-back games going for a super over in a bilateral T20 international series, probably any kind of series really involving T20 cricket. But what about our joy factor question, which we'll come to in a moment? Just a quick reminder once again, there's so many of you playing out there Sometimes you have trouble with the changes, and today you did. Last minute changes with 3 changes for Team India, couple for Team New Zealand. We will have more changes in the next game, I can assure you that, with Williamson most likely going to come back. India, they have got to think of those fringe players. Are they going to get one more chance? Are we going to have the likes of Jadeja back? Will Kohli rest? Will he not? Well, you've got to tune into the show, figure out exactly what happens, and then make your changes to your My 11th Circle team.